Hello dear students and welcome to my class. I hope you all are doing well. Okay, so yes, now move to our next slides and let's start our today's class with a new topic. Okay, so yes students, there is an image on your screen. I want you to identify this image and label the diagram. Yes, tell me, what is this image depicting? Yes, everyone, hurry up. You can also write your answers in the chat box. Yes, so this is an image of an eye. Very good. The human eye. Okay, so let me write here the human eye. The human eye. So this is the image of an human eye. Good. So now we need to label the parts. So this part is retina. Retina where image formation takes place. Okay. This is the optic nerve which helps in the transmission of information from retina to brain. Optic nerves. NER. Okay, it went wrong. Let me erase it. So yes, this is the optic nerve. NERVE. Okay, sorry. So now this portion, we need to now label this portion. So this is the ciliary muscles. CILIARY. Ciliary muscles. MUSCLE. Okay, this is cornea. CORNEA. Okay, this is pupil. Let me write here. PUPIL. This is called pupil. Okay, now this part is iris. IRIS. Okay, so this is the iris. So yes, we have finished the labeling part. So we have labeled all part of the human eye. Good. Okay students, I hope it is clear to all. So now shall we move further? Okay. Now let's see what is next. Yes. So yes, today we are going to discuss about the far point and the near point. Okay. So the minimum distance at which objects can be seen most distinctly without strain is called the least distance of distinct vision. It is also called the near point of the eye. Near point of the eye. Okay. Now the next point is the farthest point up to which an eye can see object clearly is called the far point of an eye. Okay, the far point of eye. Is it clear? Okay, so now let's move. Okay, so there is a question for you. For an adult with normal vision, what is the far point of eye? Far point and near points. Far point and near point means up to how much distance from his eye he or she can see. Okay, how farther she can see and how closer she can see. Okay, that is the farthest point and nearest point. Like I can see up to I can see up to 1 meter. Okay, so that is my farthest point. Okay, and how close things I can see the closest thing is 25 centimeters. The things which are like 25 centimeters from my eye, I can see it distinctly, clearly. So that is the near point. Okay, so I want you all to write the answers of this question in the chat box. Okay, so I hope the far point and the near point is clear to you. Okay, so now let's move further. Okay students, so there is a question for you. The least distance of distinct vision for a young adult with normal vision is about. So yes, I have told you now how closest things I can see. I can see the things which are like 25 centimeters at a distance of 25 centimeters from my eye. So it is 25 centimeter. Okay, you should know that. So yes, and also you need to write your answers in the chat box. Now let's see further. Yes, you can see the picture of eye, okay, and how we can see that this is the retina where the image formations takes place, okay. So suppose here is an image place, okay, and how the image is being formed on the retina. This in this way, in this direction, the light will move. The light will first enter the cornea and then it will go to lens, and from there it will go to the retina, okay, from here. And at retina the image formation will takes place. So now let's see, in here we can see that our eye lens, our focal length of the lens is like, it is not that much broader, but here it is broader. So what is happening there? Now let's see the power of accommodation, okay. The ability of the eye lens to adjust its focal length is called power of accommodation. Sometimes what happens is that if something is very distant, something is very farther away from our eye, so we need to like do our eyes like this. We contract our eye lens, okay, and the ciliary muscles and the iris helps to contract and relaxation of eye. So while contraction and relaxation of our eye, we increases and decreases our focal length. It means that we are accommodating our focal length in order to view that image which is very farther away from our eye, or it can be like very nearer to our eye. So something is very nearer to eye, then also we need to like focus, okay. We try to focus so that we could clearly see the image, okay. So power of accommodation is basically that, where our eye lens try to adjust its focal length in order to see the image clearly. Okay. So that is why definition is being given here is that the ability of the eye lens to adjust its focal length is called power of accommodation. Okay. Is it clear to all? So I hope it is clear to all of you, and in this image you can see how the eye lens is being adjusted. Here it is like broader, okay, and here it is thinner. So now let's move further. Okay, so there we have another question. So question is, what happens if human eye does not have the characteristics of accommodation? So if we do not have the characteristic of accommodation, so we will not be able to see the farthest object clearly and the nearer object distantly, okay. We will not be able to adjust our focal length, we will not be able to adjust our eye length so that the image which we want to see, we could it could be visible to us very clearly, okay. So that is why this power of accommodation is a characteristics of our eye, of the human eye, okay, and it is very much required for us also. Okay, so now let's move further, and also you can write down your answers in the chat box and I will look after it. Okay, so students, today now we are having another question. The question is, the ability of eye lens to adjust its focal length is called. Here are four options: retina, power, power of accommodation, and none of these. So yes, I want you to give the answers very quickly. Write down the answers in the chat box. So yes, it is power of accommodation. Very good. You all are right. So now I think it is clear to you all. So now let's move further. Okay, so here are some pictures. Okay, so what can you see in these pictures? You can see the like how the image and how light is traveling. Okay, how light is traveling our different parts of eye, and how the image formation is taking place, and how the signal is transmitted to our brain, isn't it? So this whole process from where the light passes through cornea, then it goes to aqueous humor, from aqueous humor it goes to vitreous humor, and from vitreous humor finally the image formation takes place at retina. Okay, so this whole process where the light is traveling from retina to our brain is called propagation of light inside the eye. So propagation of light. Okay, so today now we are going to learn about the propagation of light inside the eye. So yes, now let's see what is written here. Lights travel from cornea to retina, from cornea aqueous humor, okay, and from aqueous humor to pupil, and from pupil to vitreous humor, and from vitreous humor to retina, and at retina the image formation takes place. So here we can see that we have a picture of a sunflower, and what is happening is that the sunflower, the light is traveling to the cornea, and from cornea it is going to vitreous humor. You can see here the vitreous humor, and from vitreous humor it is going to from aqueous humor. From aqueous humor it is going to vitreous humor, and from vitreous humor the image is forming at retina. Okay, and the image which is being formed at the retina, it is in the inverted position. Okay, the image formed at the retina is at the inverted position, and from retina through these optic nerves the image is being transmitted to the brain, and when it goes to brain the image goes at the right position. Like it was in inverted position when it was at retina, but when it goes to brain it was in the correct position. Okay, so this is how the light propagates inside the human eye, and this is how the visual information is transmitted from retina to the brain. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you all. So shall I move now? Okay, so now let's move further and see what is next. Yes, so there is a question: what happens if the retina gets damaged? So what you think, what will happen if our retina gets damaged? Do you think if the retina gets damaged, we will be able to see any image? Are we able to see or recognize any image, anything? Yes, if our retina gets damaged, we will not be able to see anything because the image formation was taking place at retina, and if the retina is getting damaged, we will not be able to see anything. Okay, and we will not be, if the image formation will not takes place, obviously the information, the visual information or any information will not get transmitted to our brain, and hence we will not be able to see anything. So basically we will become like blind kind of person. We will not be able to see anything. And also if you have some different answers, you can write your answers in the chat box. Okay, so now let's move ahead and see what is next. Okay, so this the question is light first enters the dash part of eye. So tell me which part of eye the light first enters. Yes, cornea. This is the cornea. Cornea. So cornea is the part where light first enters. Okay. The next question is pupil regulates the amount of light entering the eye. Is it true or false? You need to write T for true, F for false. So you can write your answers in the chat box. Yes, you are right. It is true. Pupil regulates the amount of light entering the eye. Very good. So now let's move ahead. Yes, students. So now it's time to recapitulate whatever we have studied. So students, today we have learnt about power of accommodation. Okay, far point and near point, and also we have learned the propagation of light inside the human eye. We have seen how light travels inside the human eye. Okay, and from eye how the signal is transmitted to the brain. Okay, so the first question for you is the image formed on the retina of the human eye is virtual and inverted, real and inverted, real and erect, virtual and erect. So what do you think, what is the answer? Yes, tell me. You can write your answers in the chat box also. Yes, so answer is B, real and inverted. Very good. So the second question is define far point and near point. So you need to define the far point and near point in your own words. So you can write down your answers in the chat box. Far point and near point I have already discussed with you. Okay, so you can write this. The third question is what is the function of retina? Yes, this question I have discussed many a time, so I hope you all know the answer. So you can write your answers in the chat box and I'll look into that. Yes, very good. Now let's move further. Okay, so now students, it's time to your homework part. So I have included one activity and the activity is you have to observe the things around you which you can see clearly and the things those which can't, and make the list of it, write down the reason behind it. So you have to observe the thing around you and you have to make the list of things which you can see clearly, okay, and the things which you can't not which you cannot see clearly, okay, and you have to write the reasons why the things you are able to see it clearly, why, and the things which you are not able to see it clearly. And the second question is draw a schematic diagram of propagation of light inside your eye and also label its parts. So what you have to do is you have to make the eye and you have to like show through schematic diagram the way I have shown you in this PPT, how the light travels and how after image formation how the signal is transmitted to the brain. So this whole part you have to do that, and the activity also. So I hope this homework part is clear to you. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.